Hello.
Ooh, yeah. I love that, mate. Love that. It's just weird though because you're looking at those headphones like you've never seen headphones before.
I know. It's a new thing for me as well.
That's
How are
great.
you? Are
Yeah.
you all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm pretty good. I mean, it's amazingly hot in England and it's been an amazing day and it's wonderful and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. So that's all really cool, isn't it? I'm loving all that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's almost like being in Florida or Hawaii or any of the wonderful American states. But I'll tell you, Robbie,
Yeah.
if you ever do have a problem, you let me know and I'm going to take care of it. I'll go to those guys and I'll take care of it for you, okay? Stick with me, buddy. I'll help you out.
I've got this downy fluff on my chest, but that's about it. Anyway, so welcome to Sidetrack with Pete and Robbie. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget, as ever, if you want to contact us, if you contact us on whatever app or machine you're looking at, hopefully we can see your comments. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's a lot easier because once you type out the YouTube comments, it comes up straight away. So if you can, pop over to YouTube and watch us because we'll see it straight away. If not, we'll try and find you in some sort of way, or we'll message you in about 3 weeks and say thanks.
Definitely. Wherever you are, definitely join in. That's what this is all about. We want to talk about music with you guys as well. So definitely join in. Let us know you're there. And let us know where you're from as well. That would be cool.
Absolutely. Spot on. Yeah, cool. So let's start as we always do. What have you been listening to this week, Pete?
Oh, mate. I found this great thing this week called music, and it's really changed my life. I've been listening to this gem of an album.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. R.E.M. Out of Time. Man. Now, you probably know the big song on here, Losing My Religion.
Yep.
Yeah. Great song. But there's also stuff like Near Wild Heaven, which is delightful. They have such a unique sound, you know?
Yeah.
They're really great. And Half a World Away. But my favorite one is Happy Shiny People because I love Kate Pearson and the B-52s. So she's on there doing her thing and she does it very well.
Oh, they're just wonderful, aren't they? Their back catalogue is actually really, really interesting. So if you sort of go through the, like their, what's the word? If you go back as well, you get songs like Orange Crush, which is earlier on in their career, and you go further down, you get way more stuff. And they're really, really sort of just amazingly interesting band.
They certainly are. And Michael Stipe, he was also in the Golden Palominos. Do you know them?
I've heard of them, but I don't know who they are.
Yeah, this is like a band that one guy just stays in it and everyone else changes. They did an album called Visions of Excess, I think, and he sang the song Boy. I think you would know. It's a beautiful song. But John Lydon is also in that band, and he takes over the lead vocals in other songs. Yeah, it's really cool. Check it out. Golden Palominos.
I love the instrumental on that track as well. I think it's called Endgame. I can't remember what it's called. It's just it's music. That's really, really cool. But brilliant bands. Yeah, what a great
it's a great band. You don't see many successful pop bands with mandolins.
That's true. And obviously the follow-up was Automatic for the People, which was just, I don't know if that was a bigger album. I would say it was bigger, but
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
It's fantastic stuff.
It was quite interesting though, because I went to Rutgers University in New Jersey, and we were on one of the campuses. And we're going into the student union, and outside there's this band playing just on the lawn, on the grass.
Yeah.
There was a few people watching, not too many. It was R.E.M. It was before they even had a record contract. It was amazing. Wow. I wish I would have paid more attention to them though.
You should have known, yeah. Cool. So hello to Kelly Hyde who's watching. Hello to Gary Rawdon. They're watching, saying hello.
Hi guys. You all right?
Welcome. What have I been listening to this week? Well, I've been listening to an album which I've been told can heal the sick. I've been told it can, stop wars. It brings nations together. It can bring people back from the dead. It's a lyrically genius album. It's beautifully produced. It's completely insane and brilliant at the same time. I'm talking about the fantastic William Shatner, the Transform Band album.
Wow. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic.
If you've not heard this album, it's absolute genius. I think we should give people a little blast. What do you reckon?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, definitely.
This is William Shatner, the William Shatner, doing probably the best cover of this song I've ever heard. This is him doing Rocket Man.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am. No. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
And that one.
Wow. That is absolutely amazing.
He also did a cover, which if I find it, I'll bring it. He did Common People by Pulp. So again, I'll definitely find a version of that. Just got to say hello to Caroline Roberts. Hi, Caroline.
Hello.
Hello, welcome along. I'm glad you're here. It's lovely when people say hello. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay,
I know Shatner also did a spoken word version of the Bread song "If."
Yeah. Okay, we got to try and find these and play one a week or something like that until we run out of material, because it's pretty. I know he did Hamlet. He did a version of Hamlet as well, which is fantastic. In all seriousness, okay, my first pick of the week is the Lemon Twigs and the album "The Dreamers All Know." It only dropped this week. It's a most amazing album. Me and Pete are big fans of these boys, and we've been following them for a little while now, and they're just amazing. They're two brothers, Michael and Brian. Is it Daddario? I think I pronounced that right. And the first album we found them at was Go to College, which was about a monkey that decided it wanted to learn, and then it went wrong and it burnt the college down and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But the songs are brilliant. This is their newest album. It's, how can you describe this one? It's sort of psychedelic pop, but not too much that it's so out there you'd get annoyed with it. I think that's a fair assumption of saying it, isn't it? It's really interesting stuff. Yeah, if we can, we'll drop a link to Spotify in the description later on, and you've got to check the albums out. They're absolutely mind-blowing, and they're only getting better and better, and the next album is going to be absolutely incredible as well. I love them. I think they're great, and so this is my first choice of the week, A Dream Is All We Know by the Lemon Twigs, and this is also an ice cream coloured vinyl. It's got a lovely colour to it as well, so I'm really chuffed with that one. It's absolutely
excellent. Yeah, that's a band to watch, definitely. When we saw them at the Electric Ballroom, what a show that was.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they're brilliant. And they're touring in September as well, so we're going to go again. Hello, Tracy Starr. Tracy Starr's watching as well. Hello, Tracy.
Tracy, nice to see you.
It's lovely. Okay, what's your second pick of the week?
All right, my second pick of the week is quite an old album.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's from 1929.
What? Really?
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
Fats Waller, Handful of Keys.
That is amazing.
I love Fats Waller. Do you know Fats Waller, mate?
I know bits of him. I couldn't name a song, but I know of him. And
yeah, well, there's a lot of them, hence Fat. So you probably know some of them. But he's a guy who really made poppy jazz mainstream.
Yeah,
you know, he did some things like "Ain't Misbehavin'," which is a big song. "Honeysuckle Rose," "Your Feet's Too Big," things like that. You know, "Ain't Misbehavin'," which is a big song. "Honeysuckle Rose," "Your Feet's Too Big," things like that. You know, really great stuff. I've actually was introduced to him when I went to see the Broadway play "Ain't Misbehavin'." It was about him. He did a lot of his songs. And it was wonderful. It was really great. The music was amazing. But also, it also talked about, being a black man in the early 20s.
Yeah.
So it was really hard. It was really hard for them to perform because they couldn't be themselves. They had to be the caricature of a black person. Always smiling, always. It was a bit sickening, but the songs he wrote were absolutely amazing. In fact, there's something on YouTube that I saw. He was singing a song with Ada Brown.
Mm.
It was amazing. But the other thing was there was Bill Bojangles Robinson in it as well, doing a little dance.
Wow.
That was amazing. It's so good. And it's great that it's still out there. There's things like YouTube where you can actually go still see these things.
Yeah, just amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. To think it's nearly 100 years old, that's crazy.
I know.
So, okay, we need to say hello to Glenn King. He's watching, and Aaron. Hello, Aaron and Glenn. Welcome to the show. Also, Summer there. Hello from Connecticut. Wow.
Hello, Summer. That's my niece, Summer. Hello. Wow. Thanks, Summer. Nice
Is it continental now? Are we continental or Atlantic? What's version of that? If it's in Connecticut,
Atlantic.
We're Atlantic.
Transatlantic. Yeah.
You can't see the joint. Fantastic. Okay, my second album, for reasons which we'll discuss a little bit later on, is the wonderful Abba Gold. This album's amazing. Every song on this is brilliant, and this is a bit like the Bob Marley Legend album, where every track is excellent. Yeah, I mean, there's no chaff on this album at all. And when they put it together, it's brilliant. Funny enough, one of our favorite ABBA songs is "Does Your Mother Know," which is what Benny sings. No, Bjorn sings that one, and it's on here as well. And the ABBA Voyager thing, I went to that last year. Probably one of the most crazy, insane, brilliant things I've ever seen as well. I've never seen anything like that at all. If you're not been to see it, you've got to go. It's incredible. If you have seen it, let us know in the comments if you've seen it and what you thought of it. But I thought it was absolutely amazing. But this has got everything on it. It's got Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, Lay Your Love on Me, all that sort of stuff. It's just like the best of the best, as far as I'm concerned. This would be one of my desert island albums. You know, if you end up on an island and see a couple of albums, I'll take this with me. This is just absolutely amazing album. But yeah, so this will be my second choice, I think, for the week of obviously what I've been listening to. Would explain why a bit later on.
Fantastic. And you know what? I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit this, but I'm gonna. Hey, I'm me. What can I say? Abba. You know what they got that name from?
Go on.
It's the initials of their first names.
I know that. I just wanted to. I just wanted to lay some facts on me. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I really didn't know.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't. No.
But yes, I mean, they're absolutely incredible. And, you know, when you think, you know, it was what, 50 years ago in Brighton now, that they did Waterloo for the first time.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss that stuff later. We'll talk about it.
We will.
We've got stuff to talk about later. Yeah, and that was my second choice of the week.
That's great. And for my final choice of this week, I was talking about this band earlier today. I love this band. I saw them way back in the 80s, and they are the
Replacements.
The Replacements. Let It Be is the name of the album.
Nice.
Seriously. It's fantastic. This is their third album, and it's a lot less boisterous and full on. You know, Paul Westerberg took a lot of what did he do? He took over the songwriting, and he really made it more intimate, more calm and introspectful. Like songs Androgynous is a wonderful one. I Will Dare, some really great stuff. But it also rocks too. They do a version of Kiss's Black Diamond.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw them back in the early 80s, and they were absolutely amazing. This is before this album, and it was just a full on. It was great because they were known as a punk band, but they also didn't want to really be a punk band. So what they used to do is they would piss off the real punks who came to see them. They would play things like Yummy, Yummy, Yummy by the Ohio Players.
Right, yeah.
And the Franco Family, Sweet Loretta. It was amazing. Because once they did that, everyone would start yelling at them, "What are you doing?" But it was fantastic. I really love The Replacements and Paul Westerberg.
Fantastic. If we can, we'll have links to all this stuff in the bottom for Spotify. People want to find out about the music we listen to. Lemon Twigs, definitely. Hello to John Daniels. He's watching. Hello to Pearl, my Auntie Pearly. Hello.
Hello, Auntie.
Hello, Auntie P. They're watching as well. So welcome along today. So shall we play some music? That's why.
Just 1 second, mate. I forgot to tell you. Let It Be just reminded me.
Yeah.
Right. I borrowed from you the Beatles' Let It Be. You know. So I'm going to give it back to you now, okay?
Okay. You borrowed Abbey Road. You didn't borrow.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Abbey Road. Yeah, Abbey Road. Sorry, man. A little bit. Here we go. So I'm going to give this to you now, okay?
Okay, go on then.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Oh, thanks, mate.
No worries. I know you love that album, so there you go.
Oh, we've been practicing that for about half an hour.
Fantastic.
Oh, if we can do it every week, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my Auntie Pearl says she's had 3 replacements. She'll think she'll form her own band. She's had 3 hip replacements. Okay, right. So, anyway, let's play some music, Pete. That's all right. Who's up first?
Okay, we've got a band from the UK. I don't know much about them. All I know is that they're called Raptor. They're fantastic. It's a fuzz-driven psychedelic mess, and you're going to love it. Here's Dynamite is Freedom by Raptor.
Take it, break it, bend
Wow, that was really, really cool. I like that.
Oh, me too. Oh, amazing. They're one of those bands that they don't really publicize themselves a lot, but they're on Bandcamp, so check them out. They've got quite a good discography. It's really great stuff.
Yeah, I love the fuzz tone guitar stuff and that sort of psychedelic
Yeah,
60s
me
stuff.
too.
That's a winner for me. It's very interesting that sort of stuff is coming slowly back. That sort of fuzz tone guitar sort of music is sort of kicking in. And Glenn King says it has the vibe of Kings of Leon. I agree with that as well. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, definitely.
Does. Hello, Becky and Claire Jones. They're watching as well. Hello, you guys.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, no, really, really cool song. I really, really like it. So, where did you get that song from? And explain how you got it and why people like it. Yeah.
Well, I do a show called Unknown Sounds with me, Pete Saxer. And it's all about independent, unsigned bands. So basically, they send me their music. Only the bands send me their music. I don't take any music from PR guys or record label guys or music guys. No, it's got to be from the band itself. And I just play it on the show. We've been going on now for over 3 years, and it's been doing really well. So all the videos you're going to see are from people who have been on Unknown Sounds. And a lot of the interviews that we do will also come from there. I think independent music is the best music in the world. Now, don't get me wrong. I love, the big bands and everything. I listen to regular music and regular stations, but some of the bands that I've played are just absolutely amazing. They should be in the top 40. I don't know why they're not, but they're not, but you can still hear them on Unknown Sounds. And one of the bands that we played from the very beginning was our guest for tonight.
But they're not signed in.
They're not signed in.
Nope. No, they're not signed in. We're going to bring some guests on in a while, but they're not signed in because they're not on the bottom. So we need you to sign in if you're there, guys. But anyway, Petey, can you explain how they can get the music to you if they want to come on the show?
Yeah, definitely. So down below, there's going to be a link. I think it's going to be to my link tree, and it says Unknown Sound Submissions. There's going to be one for music, and there's going to be one for videos. Now, the videos will play on this show, and the music will play on Unknown Sounds. And if we really like you, we'll bring you on the show as well.
Fantastic. We need to say hello to Mark Hallam. He's watching. He says, I got a Cool Queen t-shirt. He's all right with me. He's my tech friend. When anything goes wrong, he's the guy I go to. Glenn says he's got to go back to work, but he enjoyed it. So thank you very much. Glenn Roberts, I know you're watching. If you can sign in as well, because I can't see you on the bottom. We need you on the bottom as well. Yeah, that's really, really cool, Pete. I'm glad they can sort of get hold of you for now. Shall we talk about why I picked up the Abba vinyl while we're sorting out this other stuff?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, so anyone that knows me knows on Saturday it's Eurovision, and I absolutely love Eurovision. We have parties every year, we get together, and it's absolute fun. And I just love Eurovision. I think it's one of the best things. Pete, are you a Eurovision fan?
I can't lie, not really. Coming from America, I never knew about Eurovision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know anything about it. And when I first came here 20 years ago and I started watching it, sorry, I'm just sending this link here. And I first watched it, I thought, like everyone else, what the heck is this? It's such strange stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Because you have to, it's from all these countries that in America, we don't really know. We're lucky if we know where Arkansas is,
Yeah.
So you're seeing these foreign places, and some of the songs are absolutely wild. The get-ups are crazy. It's nuts. It's like, did you see the film with Will Ferrell?
Yeah, Fire and Ice. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was called Eurovision.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, they're called Fire and Ice.
All right, they're called Fire and Ice. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, Eurovision, there's two, like, Eurovision's Marmite. People love it or they hate it, and there's no division down the middle. I love Eurovision. I think it's one of the best things ever, and it's just, people go, yeah, but it's all political, and yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. And we get screwed every year because of it. There's no two ways about it. Like, they always they will sort of say to us, like, well, we did really well the other year because we hosted it because of the Ukraine. So that's why we did really well then. But then apart from that, once we stopped doing that, we got no points again. We started to lose.
Right.
Nil point. But I think what we should do now is we should release a song called Nil point and be done with it, and just go, look, we know you're not going to vote for us. We know you hate us for whatever reason you decide you hate us. So
that is a great idea, Robbie. Just sorry, Gabe, just check your email. I sent you a link. You could just try that.
I know we're getting ding dongs all over the studio here. Yeah, so it's definitely Marmite. People like it or they don't. I think it's brilliant. I think the crazier it is, the better it is as well. It makes it such an amazing experience when it's bonkers as well. And
some of the music is actually really, really great.
Yeah. There was 2012. You've just entered the green room, Sand Lizards. Thank you. We'll bring you on in 1 second. Just stay there, boys. The 2012 one was absolutely amazing, and there was a band, and they did a song called "Calm Before the Storm," and it was absolutely amazing. The one that didn't happen, which should have done, was the 2021 because of COVID. We couldn't do it, but you had Little Big that had a track called Uno, and then you had Freya that had a song called was it called? Thinking About Things, and that genuinely would have been an amazing competition between the two. That would have been, because they were both really, really good songs, and it would have been really, really hard. I think Freya would have won, but that was the year that it would have been like absolutely mind blowing and incredible. But unfortunately, it just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's the only year they didn't hold it since 1956.
That's right. Yeah,
it's been going on a long time.
Oh, it's such a good competition, and you get together, you have a laugh, you have a few beers. I dressed up as Britney Spears last year. I should have got a picture, but I didn't do it. And it was brilliant. But if you're let us know in the comments. Do you like Eurovision? Do you not like Eurovision? Hello, Lorraine. My stepmom's watching. Hello,
Lorraine.
She's watching as well. So it's just a fantastic competition as well. I think it's great. But anyway, should we bring the Sound Lizards in, because the boys are here?
Let's bring them in. All the way from Southern Florida. You're on the Sound Lizards. Sorry, guys. You got to squeeze together. There you go.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, haven't seen you guys in a while.
I know.
It feels like forever.
I see you got your hair under control there, Pete.
Yeah, I do. We're talking about, we did a little chat for the Unknown Sounds YouTube this morning, and they were really nice. They got up before they had to go to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning and met me. And I was there at 10, but I was doing stuff beforehand. I quickly took a shower. I got on. Gabe's waiting for me, and my hair's a mess. Things were all, it was bedlam. It was crazy, but it turned out okay. These guys are great.
Fantastic. So, hello to Molly Perks, who's watching. Sarah Burbridge, hello to you guys as well. Thanks,
guys.
So, guys, tell us about, how did you meet? For people that don't know the band.
Could I tell them how we met?
Yeah, actually.
Because I met you first.
Yeah, actually, he technically met me first. Yeah. I don't remember the time we met, unfortunately.
So, I met him when his head was coming out without being too. This is my son, so I met him at the hospital. His head was coming out, and he was like this.
Yeah. To put it in those terms, yeah.
About 25 years ago.
Yeah,
fantastic. This is where you go. No, 27. You get it right. So when you got the band together, how long's the band been going, and how did you get the idea to perform together? Did you want to do it? Were you reluctant to do it, or was it just a natural thing?
Well, we started back in 2020, right?
Probably. Well, that's what Sound Lizards.
Oh,
before
right.
We were playing.
Yeah, well, but for the Sound Lizards project, we've been doing it since 2020, just about when the pandemic just kind of started and stuff. But we've been playing together, especially with our drummer as well. For years before that, God, how long? It's been a while, huh?
Quite a bit.
I mean, I know they've been playing together anyways for like probably a decade before that, But yeah, during the pandemic and stuff in 2020, we started this little project. A lot of time off because of work stuff, because of the way of the social distancing stuff. So he came up with a bunch of material, and he would show me over time. We'd sit down, go over it, and just work stuff out, see what we liked, see what we could change a little bit. And then, it just happened to be we started this new project by chance, and it kind of took off from there.
Fantastic. So given you formed during COVID there, did that affect your songwriting at the time? Were you writing with that mindset, or were you sort of in that sort of let's just party mindset?
Yeah. That was basically it. I mean, there wasn't much else to do. So I had a lot of free time, and I hadn't written in a while. I used to have another band before. It was kind of like a ska band many years ago, and I was the main songwriter for that. But that had been many years, so I hadn't been doing anything original. And so I started writing, and it came back pretty easily. So it was all kind of based on the pandemic. I think one of the first songs I did, if not the first song, was called Quarantine. So
Not very subtle, I know.
Yeah, that was pretty straight to the point.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
came out. They came out with an album called One, the Sound Lizards One, and it was basically all different sides of what you go through during the pandemic. It's an absolutely wonderful album. Everybody should look for it. You can find it on Bandcamp, on Spotify, everywhere. Just Sound Lizards. You find them. They're great. Hey, how did you guys come up with that name?
That's actually that's kind of a funny story. So we're looking. We came up with a bunch of like a big list of names, and we're just kind of sitting through it one day. And we're at home, we're right on the sofa, just checking names out. Nah, this one doesn't work. This one, kind of lame. And he wrote one down, but it wasn't called the Sound Lizards. He figured lizards would be a good fit because Florida, we got a lot of reptiles. So, yeah. And
my skin is kind of reptilian.
Yeah. Kind of looks like a lizard, so we figured it worked. But no, and the other combination he did, because we have obviously Florida's known for its beaches, was sand. So it was originally going to be the Sand Lizards. But what happened is because my mom, his wife, overheard us, and my mom is from Mexico and stuff, so English isn't her first language. So she understood it. She heard a totally different name. She thought we were saying sound. And, we laughed at it and stuff. And we kind of, but we, after laughing and stuff, we're like, that sounds way better. Yeah. So I'm like, let's go with that. And we kind of just threw the name in because we're doing a performance and we needed a name. So we kind of stuck with that and we just kind of left it and it kind of, it stuck and we have no regrets about it.
Yeah. Meant to be.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be. Should we play some music to give people a flavor of the guys?
Yeah, definitely. Now, this is the very first song that they sent me to Unknown Sounds, and it's one of my favorite by them. It's off the album One, and it is about the pandemic. I'll let the guys tell the story about what it's about once we play it. So here's Hey Mary Bell by the Sound Lizards.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey Mary Bell, that's a real nice story. The kind of draws the crowd and wakes them early. Don't take too much to get them to tune in. Hey Mary Bell, it's a real nice morning. Don't tell her, said she might just change the story. Funny, they ain't gonna stay locked up inside. But what you got on the prompt today? It's bad news, flush it down the drain. Just your smile is all we need. Mary Bell, what you got going? I'd like to know since I'm up so early. The house is dark and the sun's about to rise. Mary Bell's coming up this evening. The same old story with a different meaning. Just need some time to get the story off my mind. What you got on the prompt today? It's bad news, flush it down the drain. Just your smile is all we need. Yes. Yeah. Oh. But what you got on the prompt today? It's bad news, flush it down the drain. Just your smile is all we need. Mary Bell will take us to commercial. That story's hot and controversial. I gotta know how it's gonna end this time. Oh yeah. Hey Mary Bell, you staying in this weekend? The Jennifer, she's pointing at the green screen. A little rain ain't gonna make me stay inside. What you got on the prompt today? It's bad news, flush it down the drain. Just your smile is all we need. Yes, so we need. Yep. Good. Yeah, that's all right.
I love that. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that was actually that isn't that video. We never actually did a video for the studio version of that song. We just kind of
it's kind of more of an acoustic
performed
live
it.
performance.
Yeah.
I like the microphone, the dungarees. It was like, "Oh brother, we're out though." It reminded me of that sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rock that every once in a while.
And you do it well, sir. That was really cool. So when you approach writing, is there an instrument you prefer? Is it piano? Is it guitar? Like some people say drums. Is there an instrument you go to first that you prefer to write on?
Well, I normally start with lyrics. I'm just always jotting down stuff that sounds interesting to me or pops into my head. But I'm mainly a guitar guy. This little guitar here is the one. This is my songwriting guitar, and so this one goes with me everywhere I go. And for some reason, that one I think I write better songs on that guitar than any other guitar I have. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm mainly a guitar guy. I don't have a piano, but I can play a little bit. I used to write on piano many years ago, but no, this is all guitar stuff. And I kind of, the approach to this was kind of, let's write songs that we can perform, where we don't have to worry about, we need a keyboardist, and we didn't want to complicate things. So we try to do it as stripped down as possible. So there's not going to be a lot of production in our recordings. Anyways, we try not to. Right? Sometimes we go crazy. We're in the studio. We're like, we should add a magic flute. And we're like, no magic flutes. We won't be able to do it live. Let's just leave it the way it is.
Yeah. Well, that lo-fi really suits you guys. Really good. It sounds great. The only thing you need though is a dulcimer every once in a while.
Yeah, there you go. If anybody knows what that is,
I was going to say kazoo. I think a kazoo is needed on this.
yeah, I got one of those.
Dawn says it's a brilliant song. Brian Jardine sounds hello. They're loving the show as well.
Hi, Brian from Unorthodox. Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Well, nice approach. They like the song as well. Brilliant. Alan Ware is enjoying the show. Hello. So we just got to catch up with everybody as we're going. So Joanne Soanes and Mandy Waller is watching as well. Hello.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining us.
And all the way from America, Too Late for TV. My friend Sam there, Mega Retro, he loved it. That's for the previous song, not your one, but I've only just seen it. But yeah, hello Sam as well, all the way to the States. Fantastic. We were going to raise a question. Should we do it now, Pete, do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I was reading an article the other day. This is for like everyone on the panel here. And there was an artist that's deceased. And what they were saying is that they found the lyrics from this artist and some stuff, and they were going to use AI to recreate the voice so they can release an album using that artist. Do you guys think that's a good idea, or should they just leave it be?
Leave it be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with something like that, I don't know. It's kind of a gray area, but I don't think I would personally mess with it.
No.
It's funny. This Sunday morning, I saw a news show, and there were I can't remember the artist's name. He's a country singer, but I know back in the 90s, he was very, very popular, and the names just slip in my mind. I know if I say the name, you guys would probably know who it is. But he, I guess he did have some problems with becoming an alcoholic for a while. Eventually he got a brain aneurysm or something, and then he lost his speech. He can move around, he can talk a little bit now, but he can't sing. But they've gone into the studio now, and they've have AI recreate his voice. And they're releasing a whole album. It's his album. The guy can't sing. They have to have somebody else sing it, and then they just do the AI over the vocal. It sounds just like the guy. I mean, from what I heard, it's same nuances, everything. Yeah. And the guy was very happy that he gets his voice back. So I can feel that, but it's not really him singing. It's not him. I don't get it.
I agree with you, Gabe. I definitely agree. It's like, sooner or later, you're not going to have any people. It's just going to be music. I've looked into some of these things on YouTube where they just have AI generated songs. You just say, what you want it to be about, and you just go, and it makes it. It's incredible.
What if they replace us though, and they're better?
That's a problem.
I think a lot of bands are going to use that without telling people, and they're going to try and get success that way.
Plus, the thing is, I don't know. I'm sure you guys, because I've been watching the show and you guys pulling out the vinyls. I mean, when I was a kid, man, it was CDs were starting to come out, but what I really dug was pulling out my brother's records and looking at the pictures and the artwork and reading the liner notes. That was, and knowing the band. So it was the music mixed with what I saw on pictures and what I read. It was that, because there wasn't no, you couldn't get on Google and find out anything about the bands. There was no Wikipedia or nothing. So whatever we had in our minds that we saw there, we built the story in our head, but it was very human. With AI, you don't have any of that. It's just, what are you going to like? A computer? You know?
That's right. And could you imagine, Robbie, you're going to love this. Can you imagine actually going to a show based on AI?
Well, the danger is how well they do it. If they bring out an album and just say, oh, this is Prince, for argument's sake, for all we know, that vault of his could have been empty and there's AI and everything, and we don't know it. So it's how well they do it is the question, isn't it?
True. Rather
than is the content any good? Because if they said, oh, for argument's sake, we found a brand new Steely Dan album that they recorded in 72 and we forgot and we found it and released it and it's all AI, and you go, this is amazing, it'll have the same impact, wouldn't it?
And I think it opens up a lot of questions about ethics too, because it kind of be like, you know, if say the artist has passed away, I'm like, would you really want that to happen to his voice, to his image, you know, stuff like that, you know? So I'm kind of curious how they're going to do that with the rights and everything. I'm not sure if they got to talk to the state then, or how that exactly works, you know?
Yeah. And then if it's trash too, you know, I mean, then you're ruining the guy's reputation. So
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like for example, the last Beatles thing they did. I don't remember now the song, but now and then. I mean, it's nostalgic. When I saw it, I was like, oh, you know, the Beatles. But really, it's not the Beatles. And I was like, I got more out of the stuff that they did for that album that they did back in the 90s.
The one with Real Love in it.
Yeah, with Real Love and all that. I got more out of that. But because there was 3 Beatles and it was pretty much all them except for John's recorded voice. But this AI stuff is not.
Well, no, at least with the Now and Then though, they still had his voice. It was just they were able to bring it out more out of the mix. So I think it's a little bit different, in my opinion. You know,
I don't know. I didn't feel it. It didn't do nothing for me.
Yeah, well, Robbie and I have differing opinions on it, just like you guys.
Yeah, and I'm right. And Pete's wrong. So.
Yeah. Well, I think it was basically a Paul McCartney song because they butchered the song that John wrote. You know, they took stuff out, they added stuff. Yeah. George Harrison doesn't play on it. You know, he plays the rhythm, but that solo is Paul trying to sound like George.
Exactly.
You know, and you're exactly right. You know, it was so melancholy. You watch the video, and it's just, oh man, it's great. But I do have to say, it had a very John-like essence to the song. You know, so it did make me think of John a lot, which I really liked.
I just loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, you could label on anything and I'll buy it. I don't care.
Yeah. But I was looking at this AI stuff because it's intriguing, and I found the song. We're going to play a little bit of it now. I'm not going to tell you who it's by.
Okay, 1 second. I've just got to find it.
You might be able to recognize.
So explain what this is. Is this complete AI?
This is complete AI. He never sang this song. He never said these words, but it sounds like he did.
All right, let's hear this then.
Hello, I'm not Johnny Cash. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Oh, come on, Barbie, let's go party, 'cause I'm in a Barbie world.
That's enough of that. But
do you know what's weird? It works.
It does work. Yeah.
That's the only use of AI I will accept. You know, I'll prove it.
Yeah, but he's actually making fun of it because he later goes on and talks about how AI is going to ruin the world and things.
Fantastic. If I know we were going to do that, I've got Arnold Schwarzenegger singing lots of stuff. I'll get that for the next one because that's amazing. I listened to a whole album of Arnold Schwarzenegger singing stuff. Brilliant. That's exactly the point, though. If if Barbie Girl, the original track, had never been released, and then this came out, you wouldn't know that it was, because that was spot on, wasn't it? It was absolutely spot on, even with the crowd and the atmosphere and
for sure.
It's absolutely amazing. But we're not going to have AI stuff on this. Is it right? You guys are going to perform a track for us. Is this right?
Yeah, if you guys are still open for it, yeah, we don't mind.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
dog is amazingly cute, by the way, and they're my favorite dogs. So
He's part of the band. He's
the draw to the videos.
the only smart one in the band.
That's right. He's Simon.
I want one of those so badly. Yes, amazing.
Right.
Yeah, if you guys want to set up, or do you need a minute, or
No, we got everything.
You want to do it right now?
yeah, is that okay?
Great.
Yeah, sure.
Great. We'll
Sorry,
full screen you, and then we'll go. Oh, not that one. Da-da-da-da-da. So let's hide.
All right, guys.
All right, looks like we got the whole screen now.
Yeah, right.
Seems like nothing's ever gonna change your mind. Life is changing, nice to leave it all behind. Takes too long to finally come to realize things aren't as complicated as they make it out of life. Yes. Guess I never figured out who I'm supposed to be. Just one more dream that will never come to be. But I'm doing fine, coming up with things to say. I'm not too worried, no one listens anyway. No, ain't it good to be? Ain't it good to be? Ain't it good to be? You keeping up your feet. Just say I'm good and I'll be happy on my way. Don't got much baggage to make me wanna stay. I think I'll hang out and see what comes to play. It's not that bad, ain't gonna give it all away, no. Ain't it good to be? Ain't it good to be? Yes. Ain't it good to be? Kicking up your feet. Ain't it good to be? Ain't it good to be? Yeah. Ain't it good to be? Kicking up your feet.
So cool, so effortless as well.
That was the AI version.
Yeah.
That's the oi oi version. Yeah, brilliant. Well done, guys. That's amazing. What a little pack.
Really, really great stuff. And it really, it brings me into mind of, kicking back on holiday in the nice sunny place. It's just great.
Well done, boys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That's our second live acoustic track we've had on the show. It's amazing when bands come on and just play live, and it made you why you love music. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to do a new feature coming up in a minute as well. So we're just going to do hello to Jason Peppiott. He's watching. Graham Sims, they're watching as well.
Hi, guys.
Summer Jaw says that's amazing. What if Shatner was AI? That would be amazing. I agree.
I think he is.
Caroline Roberts says, brilliant to your song there, guys. Brilliant and so good as well. There you go. Some live comments as well. See, the gift that keeps on giving. So we're going to do a feature because I know you guys are Beatles fans. So we're going to bring a friend of ours on called Glyn, who's a huge Beatles fan as well, because we're going to talk a little bit about the Beatles in a second. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a Beatles channel because we talk about the Beatles quite a bit. But obviously we'll find out why. So Glyn, are you there? Glyn, there's your chin.
Hello.
Glyn's
Glyn's
How's
chin.
it going? How's it going, guys?
Hi, mate. How you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad yourself?
Good. So this is part of a new feature we have called 5 Minute. What is it?
Fan.
5 Minute Fan. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring on people who like the show, listen to the show, and they want to have their say. So Glenn's the very first one. So we'll give a hand to Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
So Glyn, like I and you guys are huge fans of the Beatles, and obviously they've just dropped the Let It Be movie on Apple Plus on Wednesday. Have you guys seen it yet? Have you watched it? You did? Yeah, fantastic. Glyn, have you watched it?
I haven't yet. I will do. Getting to it is a problem at the moment, so but I will indeed be watching it.
Fantastic. So I brought along, because we were talking about this is my original bootleg copy that I've had for about 15 years. As you can see, it's all cracked. I've been playing it. And then how would you put it? I pre-did the Peter Jackson stuff, because this was the second one I got, called The Winter of Discontent. Which was basically other bits from the session, and some of it was in black and white, some of it was fuzzy, some of it was terrible, but when this is all you had, you had to just keep going through and all that sort of stuff. The question I want to put to you all is obviously they just re-released Let It Be now, and they've cleaned it up and stuff, and it's the 50th anniversary. Do they need it, and is it necessary? Glyn, you go first.
We had this discussion just the other day. What with Get Back documentary, it's one of those things that is it going to be more documental to Let It Be than anything? Because the Get Back documentary shows them in a lot more positive light than the Let It Be film ever did. The Let It Be film, it's actually quite a depressing film when you look at it, because you literally see a band that you've grown up loving imploding right before your eyes. But when you watch the actual Get Back documentary, it was nowhere near as bad as it was made out to be in the film. They chopped it up quite a bit to fit it in. And Peter Jackson, I mean, credit where it's due, he really did a good job sort of emphasising, everything was actually pretty good for the most part. But yeah, they were squabbling because they've been together for so long, there was a lot of animosity, a lot of tension. And as John himself said, things were never quite the same when Brian died.
Yeah.
As far as he was concerned, he thought the band itself had kind of run its course when he died. There was no driving force there. Paul became the driving force, as you can tell from the later songs. It was all Paul led. I mean, I think, as John said, what was it? Strawberry Fields Forever was the last A side he had. Everything else he was just B side the whole way along.
I remember that Paul McCartney said about Get Back. He said he's very glad that it was made because it reminded him it wasn't all bad. They actually had a good time. That's what gets me. I love watching Get Back. I can watch it over and over and over again. It's just, the camaraderie of them all, even at their worst, they're not at each other's throat. Paul's a little bit domineering, but, he gets things done.
That's the thing. I mean, Peter Jackson, when he actually spoke to Paul about it, because Paul was a bit dubious over it, he said, no, seriously, have a look. He said, it's not as bad as you remember it. Trust me, it's not as bad. And when Paul saw it, he was actually, he came out with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
He was like, half of it he couldn't remember because the negative side and the legal side and all that kind of took precedent.
Yeah.
And it was a shame that things went the way they did, but I suppose, it was one of those things they had to legally break up because they weren't just a band anymore. They were business.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And unfortunately, Paul took a lot of flack for that.
Yeah. What about you guys, the Sand Lizards? What do you think it's necessary that they brought it out, or should they just left it?
Well, you showed your bootleg copy, man. I got a VHS copy from the 80s, man. So
VHS that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I've been waiting for it to come out. Glenn's right. I mean, It's depressing. Actually, I saw the Beatles in a different light. I was a kid, and I was like, "What? What's up with these guys? You know, they're nasty." But it's part of the Beatles library or catalog. Let's say it was released at some point. It's part of it. I think they needed to clean it up and re-release it. That's in my humble opinion. I think it's part of it. Whether you like it or you don't, I think it's good. It's come back.
What I love about it is, like, obviously the bootleg copy that you and I have seen for years, we've got this sort of version of it in our mind, like Glenn was saying, it's all negative and miserable. And then you've got the Peter Jackson version, which opens it up more. And then I was watching it today because I wanted to have a bit of a quiet house to watch it. And there's a bit where John's playing and he goes, and you sort of think, is he going, my hands are cold, or we're brilliant, look at us go. And it's just weird when you see those sort of spikes of happiness in that film, because that film was cut, like Glenn was saying, really miserable. And there was loads of stuff he could have put in that was much happier. And it makes you wonder where the decision to edit it that way came from. Because they obviously, there was hours of footage. Don't get me wrong, at the time, obviously, the Beatles, as Peter Jackson explained, were talking a lot and playing guitar because they didn't want cameras there. So it makes you wonder if the edit was only that edit because of that sound interference rather than content, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But also, didn't it have a lot to do with who was the new manager, Alan
Klein?
Yeah, he had to do a lot with the editing, didn't he? Because he wanted to cut out things like, you know, Glyn Johns. There was a lot in Get Back with Glyn Johns and even Mal Evans. It opens up with Mal, but that's really it, you know.
Yeah,
I like to see the inner workings of, you know, those guys as well.
The interesting part as well, as like being musicians, was I was watching it today, and then they were working on, I think it was Get Back or maybe Let It Be or something like that. And then obviously Yoko's there because, you know, John and Yoko were a separate unit, and she's there reading a magazine and doing a crossword. Now, as musicians, like I used to play in a band, you would know that just although she was there being John's company, that would be really distracting, wouldn't it? If someone's doing a crossword.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to write and create, you know. I mean, if it's just a rehearsal, it's different. But when you're trying to write and be creative, yeah. And to go back to Glenn's point on Paul McCartney, he was kind of like a pain in the butt because he was trying to keep everybody in line. But for the guys that have been in bands, you understand that there's always one guy that has to rise to the top to push everybody, because if not, you don't get anything done. So I understood it. It's like I saw where the other guys were getting upset why he was that way, but really somebody needed to do it because nobody else was doing it. And from one thing I did learn, especially from the Get Back version, was how much Paul McCartney was really the leader of that. He was the guy that he was writing all the time. He was always playing, even when he went solo. The guy was writing and writing songs and recording songs all the time and playing all the instruments on it, because that's how much he loved music. And I can respect that. As much as people dislike him for that way that he is, I have a lot of respect for him in that sense.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Paul McCartney, I mean, John's always been my favourite, always will be my favourite. I love his songs, all that. But I think Paul McCartney, especially towards the end, was the better songwriter, the far superior songwriter. I mean, John's songs were sort of more interpersonal for him. Paul was a lot more polished. He was a lot more, he knew what the audience wanted and he gave it to them.
Yeah.
And he was a lot more professional. But again, going back on the whole with Yoko being there, but when you, in the Let It Be video, it's basically focuses on Yoko, but I was happy to remember that also Linda was there as well.
Yeah.
She was there quite a lot. And also you had George, you had his Hare Krishna button pop up every so often.
Yeah.
So it shows a lot more of that in the Get Back version than it did in the Let It Be. The Let It Be, it almost sort of focused on Yoko just to say, this is the reason they're no longer together. And I think it was very unfair. It was basically playing fans against each other. You're in a John camp, you're in a Paul camp, you're in a Ringo camp.
Yeah.
And that's not really what the band is about.
Yeah.
Well, if I could throw a point out there, and I think Glenn brought up something interesting, was that you mentioned how basically the director in the original Let It Be focused on certain aspects that weren't in Get Back and vice versa. I think the interesting thing about these discussions is that unless you you're probably there like 24/7. It's hard to get the full picture, you know?
Mm.
Because as a director, I would imagine anyways, you can, especially the amount of footage they had. I think even Peter Jackson said they only went for like 30% of the whole of what they shown in there. Wasn't even like the half of it, you know? So I really think, you know, something like that, you know, you got to try and make a narrative. They want to show the interesting bits. You know, I feel like at the end of the day, the director kind of chooses how they want to portray the subject, in this case, the band.
Mm.
And I guess some people have different ways of interpreting the footage and how they want to present it, you know? So it's kind of interesting how you can, depending on the context, certain scenes can change, you know? So I think it's good to have both documentaries because one, even though people think it's a bit pessimistic and depressive, the original one, I still think it's kind of a, you know, it's an art, and I think it's something that should be remembered, you know? Even if some people don't agree with it, I mean, at least it's out there. People can choose to see it, can choose to watch it, you know? Stuff like that.
I think it has a few good points as well. I specifically like when it was George was helping Ringo with Octopus's Garden on the piano. And then John comes in, he gets on the drums, and it's like they're having a great time. You know, I love that feeling. And then Paul walks in, and it's like the teacher just came in, you know, let's stop this now. And I also love that they focused, not too much, but they focused some on Billy Preston when he was playing the organ, especially during the Long and Winding Road. Oh my God. He gets into it so much. He was a real inspiration to them, I think, during those sessions.
Yeah.
And the minute he walks in, the action changes.
Yeah.
Everything, you know, whatever bicker was happening, it sort of gets pushed to one side. It's like, hey, Billy, how's it going? Oh, and everything sort of becomes more of a focus.
Yeah.
So we've got someone else coming in. We can't argue in here. We can't let people see fighting. Mum and Dad shouldn't be allowed to see fighting. It was kind of that sort of atmosphere afterwards.
Yeah, that's it. And I think they spent a little bit more time on the roof in the original one, which I really liked, you know, although they didn't show Billy too much at all. But what are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm just amazed with the original footage, they cut out Paul Wright and Get Back.
I know.
It's just, you figure that would be, yeah, I mean, I suppose they didn't know then it was an iconic song, whereas we all, you know, now in hindsight we do. But I suppose back then they didn't realize how big that was going to be. It's amazing.
I look at Let It Be as like a trailer to Get Back.
Yeah,
a very long trailer.
An hour and a half. Thanks. Just quickly, G, before you go, thanks for coming on today. If they could remaster something else, what would you like to see next? If they say, right, you got the whole catalogue, we'll remaster something, what would you want to see?
I'd like to see a redone Sgt. Pepper's.
Nice.
Because even George Martin said, in Sgt. Pepper, the two songs were missed out that should have been on there are Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane.
Fantastic.
So they should have been on there. He actually regret the fact they weren't on there. But the Beatles, they kind of had a tradition where songs that they released as singles never made it onto the albums, which is why you've got Past Masters and Past Masters 2, basically all the singles.
Yeah.
And he thought it would have been a much tighter, much better album if those two had been on there. And I kind of do agree with it.
That's fair play.
That would be a great album, yeah.
And what about video-wise? If Peter Jackson says, right, I'm going to get a new project, what is he remastering next? What video is he working on next? What videos? I know what I want, the anthologies. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe help.
Yeah.
I mean, clean it up a little bit.
I mean, I think it should be the anthologies with now an extension to 2024. I think that's what it should be. A remaster of those. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yeah. I also think, you know... Your chin again, Jin.
What?
We can say your chin again.
All right. Yeah, if you could redo Real Love and redo Free as a Bird, but like the last one that just got released, clean it up so it sounds less electric and more like an actual Beatles song, I think that'd be pretty good as well. And reintroduce it with an anthology album.
I'd like to see some early stuff like Star Club and the Cavern Club, some really early stuff.
I see a lot of stuff on YouTube, like when they were playing in China and stuff, where some of it's colorized. And I see it on YouTube. I don't know where that footage, who has that footage or who owns that, but I'd like to see like that full concert. You know, that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
totally. I think the Shea Stadium would be a good one as well.
Yeah,
anything like that. Yeah,
all the live gigs and all that would be. I mean, obviously you can see bits of like the London Palladium and things like that. But I think one of the stadium ones, I think that'd be a good, a
Yeah.
bit like the Elton John.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'd like the Kaiser Keller in '62, whatever it is. But G, thanks for joining us today. We're going to do a deep dive on Sunday and talk about it a bit more. But thanks for joining us, and you're our first 5
for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks a lot, mate.
Great, guys. Should we play another one of your tracks? Because we've got another one in the can and ready to go, I believe.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Taking my time, 'cause I'm living free, yeah. Yes, I do what I want, and I say what I say. I got nowhere to be, so you can stay in my way all day. Alright, 'cause I'm living the dream, do you know what I mean? 'Cause I'm living on island time. I got no worries today, if it's work it can't wait. Yes, I'm living on island time. Here I am again, wondering where I've been. You can honk and blow all you want, like you're smiling way bye-bye. I'm just hanging out, my friends they're coming with me. Gonna paint the town tonight, and if we ever get there, then we'll see. Yes, I'm living the dream, do you know what I mean? Yes, I'm living on island time. I got no worries today, if it's work it can't wait. Yes, I'm living on island time. Alright. Living on island time. I got no worries today, if it's work it can't wait. Yes, I'm living on island time. Yes, I'm living a dream, do you know what I mean? Yes, I'm living on island time. I got no worries today, if it's work it can't wait. Yes, I'm living on island time.
I love the end of your videos. They're great. It's almost like a shopping list. Oh, yeah, got to pick up some milk. And by the way, that's great. I love that. Your dog's a megastar, isn't she? What I love about that is obviously we're just in sort of rain drizzled England normally, and that video just and the sound just gave you the idea of where you. Is it Miami, you guys?
We're actually in Fort Lauderdale area.
About 30 minutes north of Miami.
Yeah, we're close.
Wow. But you can still get that vibe from that music. I mean, is that your intention to put that sort of like layback vibe in it as well?
Yeah,
it
was kind of like that. I mean, I wrote the song mainly because if you see the other guys in the video, those are guys that, like, one of them is my brother. He used to play in another band, and Joe on the percussion, also from another band. So one day I said, I'm going to write a song and I'm going to get the guys together and go into the studio, because the other guys really never been in the studio before. Like my brother, he's never been in a recording studio, and Joe, I don't think he's ever been in it. So I said, well, let me get them together and we'll go in the studio and do the song. So I wrote it because we used to play in another band a lot of like Latin type songs, like Santana stuff. So I said, let me write something to that effect, and that's what I came up with. And then we went in the studio. It was in the studio. It was just a lot of fun. It was just a bunch of friends getting together and telling jokes and off-color jokes and stupid stuff that we shouldn't be talking about at our age, but it was just a lot of fun.
I think you get the sense of that on that music as well. Do you think the environment sort of helps your songwriting as well? Where you are, you got the sunshine quite a lot and it's very sort of open. Do you think that inflicts it as well?
I think so. I think that helps a lot. I mean, I think by nature, I tend to go to the negative side of things if I was writing songs. I think the environment kind of draws me out of that. So it keeps me up a little lighter, so I don't take things so serious. So I think you're right. I never looked at it that way, but now that you mention it, I think that does have play a part in it. Yeah.
I want to bring you to England and get you a writer song here. See how happy it is then.
Bring some fun with me.
I think that song "Living on Island Time." Gabe, you were driving, weren't you? And there was somebody in front of you driving quite slowly. And you're like, what is this guy doing? What is he doing? And then he's living on island time. What's going on?
Yeah, that was kind of the idea, because here we have we do have a lot of people from different islands here. And from whatever, we got people from Haiti, from Cuba, from Puerto Rico. And there's that island time saying, everybody's on island time, and just they're not worried about anything. And that's what happens. You're in traffic and they're like, So sometimes you're trying to get somewhere and you can't. So that was the kind of the inspiration of the lyrics for it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, excellent. In Fort Lauderdale, you are fantastic. My sister lives there, so I was telling them, Rob, when I go visit my sister, I'm going to go and see I'm going to crash at their house. They don't know that yet. Don't tell them.
You said she lives in Sunrise, right? Sunrise or Coconut Creek or
Coconut Creek? Yeah.
Coconut Creek.
Oh, yeah, that's super close by.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we can lend you the couch if you want.
Okay, cool.
I care for the dog.
All right, sounds good. Me and Simon.
Brilliant. Guys, it's been absolutely amazing having you on. If people want to find out, we'll have links in the description, but if people want to find out about you in the meantime, where's the best place to go for that?
Better if you go to thesoundlizards.com at our website, and then from there you can link out. Actually, anything we have as far as social media is just at the Sound Lizard. So if you go to Instagram or Facebook or anything, it's just at the Sound Lizards. We've been lucky enough that with the name we have, we didn't have to add any extra stuff. So, but if you go to our website, you can see all our shows, where we're going to be playing, and all the stuff, all the news.
Yeah, also it's got our videos and social media stuff. So everything's on there, If not, Instagram is probably our next biggest thing, because it's we do a lot more interactions on there and stuff.
Fantastic. Guys, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cool guys.
Oh, they're great
music. Brilliant. It's exactly what this show is all about, isn't it?
Really music, really interesting guys, really nice guys, really cool.
Wonderful. Okay, we're going to round this up soon because I need my dinner. And,
I just want to say the Arson Whales, who are a band that we played on Unknown Sounds before, they're commenting a lot. So thanks you guys. And you know what? Send us a video. We want to get you on here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Or maybe come on and do an acoustic track or something.
Yeah,
do that. Exactly. We'll play one more song before we go. Who would you like to play out with, Pete?
What should we play? Let's play Dinky. Jennifer Against the World. And sorry guys, I did say that we were going to play songs by Andy Zimenez and the Kaplans, but we ran out of time. We'll get you next time, definitely though. But this
we will.
Jennifer Against the World by Dinky.
She always had a way to find the truth, but there are a lot of things that make her mad, and it doesn't take a lot to blow gloves are coming off for the day. Jennifer against the world. Jennifer against the world. Jennifer against the
Wow, cool.
Great, isn't it? A lot of fun as well.
It's great, yeah.
Really great pop song.
Teresa O'Brien says, great job. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
and she's all the way from New Jersey. Hi, Teresa. Thank you for joining
mate.
us.
And Diggy says, thanks for having us on the show. You're more than welcome. Come on and play a track for us at some
Yeah,
point.
definitely. I think that's Gavin. Thanks, mate. Thanks for sending your stuff.
It's really, really cool. The stuff we played on the show tonight is not in the charts and selling millions is beyond me. It's just stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We'll get it there, though. One day we'll get it there without
exactly. Definitely.
nagging of record companies and stuff.
So with the Sound Lizards, the interview with Unknown Sounds is going to be up soon. Hopefully it's going to be up on the weekend. So I'll post about that and it's more of a deep dive with those guys. We play a lot more videos. So yeah, we'll check that out too.
Fantastic. We'll have links to descriptions for all the things we had on tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to all the channels. Pete's one, my one, this one.
Yeah,
Unknown Sounds, Chatting Tracks, Sidetrack, because then when you find out what we're up to, we're going to get some more music to you as quickly as possible. Thanks, Pete. It's been a blast as ever, and I've really enjoyed it.
It was fun.
It's great. Any bands in the meantime, send us some stuff if you want to come on. We'd love to have you on to do a track as well, so that'd be fantastic. But we'll see you on the next one.
Okay, see you next time, guys.